Yes, guys, good morning. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. How are you guys doing? In this video, we are going to be talking about the transfer update around Arsenal, especially Erling Haaland. But the main focus of this video is going to be around a report that has suggested that Arsenal will be spending money on 3 positions, and we are going to be discussing those 3 positions that have been talked about. And my focus there is going to be, is Arsenal looking at the right positions in the summer? Because I think we need around 4 or 5 players, but you can't just splash that money around. Arsenal do not have that money to splash around 5 positions if you want quality. Anyway, smash the like button, get your comments in. What are the 3 positions you want Arsenal to spend money on? Because for me, I think they're quite easy, although the priority areas at Arsenal can change from one mind to the other. Many people will tell you, we need the right back, we need a CDM, we need an attacking midfielder. But you should tell me what you think about who and where we need to improve Arsenal. But let us start off with Erling Haaland. And his transfer or reported transfer. Now, what actually happened was Haaland was called for international duty. That is Norway, as well as Martin Odegaard. Of course, they are teammates on national duty, and of course, Odegaard being at Arsenal and Haaland being at Dortmund, they are to meet up, for international duty. And what's for me what's more interesting in this saga is in an interview, Odegaard actually Haaland says, Odegaard fits at Arsenal. He's going to learn so much from Arteta. That there is no way he speaks about joining Arsenal. There is no way he says he wants to join Arsenal. There is no transfer hint there. But of course, it has been made a very big story on social media, Facebook. I've seen Football.London writing about it. I don't know why they wrote about it, but they did, and obviously I did pick up the story because they wrote about him. But this is what I think about Erling Haaland transfer to Arsenal, and it's crazy because we do need a striker, and we are one of those clubs that do need a striker. If you get a striker like Erling Haaland, that is another face to your team. That is another face to your attack. That is something else Arsenal is getting, from such a player. But the truth is, I don't think we are going to go for Haaland. I don't think we have the money for Haaland. I don't think Arsenal is going to pay a 75 million release clause for Erling Haaland, which is not going to happen this summer. So, of course, that means you're going to have a bidding war between Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern probably, or Chelsea, because I see those are the clubs interested. And if you hear those names, you're thinking about money. And Arsenal is not a club that's going to spend money these days, just like that. So I don't see him joining Arsenal. That's the truth. I don't see Erling Haaland. However much I would want him to join Arsenal, because if you have a player like Martin Odegaard who can create chances, then of course Erling Haaland is gonna finish them off. You have completely changed the face of your attack. You have completely become a danger in Europe and at home in the UK league. But I don't see that happen. I don't see Arsenal going for Erling Haaland. It's not going to happen. Now, yesterday I was watching Charles Watts, and he was talking about Arsenal's big summer that could actually be on, especially in terms of letting players go. That is clearing out deadwood and bringing players. And of course, he was quoting Mikel Arteta, who had said that it's going to be an unprecedented summer. Something unprecedented, something you can't compare with. And of course, everybody, for me, that makes me very interested. First and foremost, because there's going to be a lot of content to talk about in the summer, and I really love it when we have a lot of Arsenal content to talk about. But the other thing that is going to be very interesting for me in the summer, if it's going to be really unprecedented and overwhelmingly good, like Mikel Arteta says, is I want to see a new face of Arsenal. I just need to see improvements in certain departments, and that's where we're going to talk about the three areas the Arsenal are going to invest money, according to justarsenal.com. Where are we going to invest our money? And for me, there is a big debate there, because I think Arsenal might bring in around three signings. In the summer, we brought in Willian. That's an attack that is boosting the attack. We brought in Thomas Partey, a CDM, and then we brought in Gabriel Magalhaes as well. So we brought in three quality players. We should call them quality, although Willian has struggled a little bit. So now, talking about the unprecedented summer from Mikel Arteta, the big question is, where do we spend the money? Because I think the players that need to go are very clear. Alexander Lacazette is going to have 1 year left on his contract. Surely he's going to leave in the summer. Granit Xhaka, I don't know where he's going to live, but he looks so comfortable. But he's another player that I would want to leave. I think he should leave. So we need an upgrade in that area. Of course, if you get an upgrade on the striking line, or you could utilize Gabi Martinelli, there's a big debate there whether we need a striker or we need to integrate Balogun and Gabriel Martinelli into the Arsenal system. There is a big question there. But anyway, according to just Arsenal, they're saying Arsenal is going to invest in three areas. The first one is the right back, where Hector Bellerin is linked with a move away from the Emirates Stadium. And for me, that's good news. That's good news, because I said we need improvements. We need an upgrade in certain areas. And for me, one of the areas we need an upgrade is the right back. Look, yeah, I know we've been there. And everybody's going to say, because, we've been there. Yeah, we've been there. But we need more. We want more. We need a better right back than Hector Bellerin. We need someone who's going to give us something more than Hector Bellerin, something more like Cedric. And we've discussed these options. Ashraf Hakimi, we have discussed the Max Aarons, the Tariq Lampteys of this world. And we said, if Arsenal can get an upgrade in a right back position, because we already have a very good left back. If you have two full backs that are up to it, going forward and coming back, then you can play modern football, because Mikel Arteta wants modern pressing football, like City, and there is no way you're going to play modern pressing football if you don't have the right full backs. These days, if you want to play a 4-3-3, if you want to play a 4-4-2, if you want to play a 3-4-3, it's going to be all about your full backs. How good are they? If they are not good enough, then it's over. You can't play modern football. You can see how impactful Robertson and Trent are. Liverpool, you can see how good Chelsea will be if they have Emerson, or not really Emerson, but if they have Cesar Azpilicueta on form, if they have Ben Chilwell. It's why clubs are spending a lot of money on fullbacks. They know the importance of fullbacks now in modern football. You're literally having a player who's acting as a winger as well as a defender. So that is the beauty of having very, very good fullbacks. Now, the other position we've been looking about, they've been talking about at just Arsenal, is the Martin Odegaard spot, and that one is going to cause us a lot of issues. The question is, do we need someone there? Yes, because the player we have there is not ours. He's from Real Madrid on loan, and we need someone to cover that space. And I think Odegaard would actually cover it. Yeah, I mean, he's covering it so well. We have a couple of options there, including Emile Smith-Rowe. Don't talk about Joe Willock. I don't think he's the quality, but Emile Smith-Rowe, he's so improved. I think all of us reached a point where, okay, not all of us, because I never reached there, but many people reached a point where they thought Smith-Rowe could be that number 10. We don't need to bring in Martin Odegaard. We don't need to bring in a player like Isco. I still remember in the January transfer window, you still remember your comments, don't deny. And if you do remember, smash the like button, and comment with the number 10 you would want. Is it Odegaard, or you would go for someone else? Now, yeah, Odegaard has done it in Arsenal. He's just on fire. He's blowing it, and everything is going on so well. But in case Real Madrid do not want to sell, and that is where the problems are, because if Madrid decide not to sell, there's going to be a big question on where Arsenal are going to get a number 10 as good as Martin Odegaard, and that's where the hassle comes in. We have been linked with players, like Emi Buendia, Mikel Oyarzabal, as a couple of, and a couple of others, who are not bad players, by the way. They are very, very good players. I really rate Emi Buendia, and his talent. But yeah, in number 10 is a priority. I know number 10 is a priority, but that is an area that's so technical. We will need to be very careful on who comes in that area. Otherwise, we might actually bring in a player who is as good as Dani Ceballos. And then the last area they've been talking about is a striker. Now, for me, this is a big, a big scandal. If you have two positions, a player who plays next to Thomas Partey, who would be a central midfielder like Paul Pogba, kind of player, or Santi Cazorla, and then you also need a striker. Who do you go for at this moment when you have Gabi Martinelli and Balogun at Arsenal, and then you have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but you do not have a player who can play against, could play alongside Thomas Partey? The question is, who do you go for? And for me, it's crazy, but I'm gonna go with the midfielder. I think if you have a good midfield, you can win games in the in the Premier League. We've seen Manchester City this season with Gundogan, with Foden, with Fernandinho, with Rodri. They didn't have strikers for the greater the greater half of the season, and they were not struggling. Gundogan was scoring the goals, and I think we need such a kind of player, because if you look at Fernandinho and Partey, they can give you what they can give you what any modern CDM can actually give you. But you need that kind of player who is so different in the midfield, the Aaron Ramsey kind of player. And that reminds me, by the way, we've been linked with Aaron Ramsey again. I don't want to talk about it as a story because it doesn't make a lot of sense for me, but I think we need that kind of player, and time is catching up with us. We've reached a point where I think Arsenal need to get such a player. Anyway, that's what I think. Those are for me the most important key areas. Arsenal should be getting the right back, go in the midfield and sign two players, a number 10 and a number 8. Let Partey play as a number 6, and then play Gabi Martinelli as a number 9 for the season, for the next season. If he can't be the number 9, give him, let him play on the left, and then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang plays down through the middle. Then in the next summer, you can think about going for a striker. I think that would be the best, summer ever for us. Now, I don't know what you guys think. Go down in the comment box and tell me what you think about that. I have to run, but I'll come back and speak about Aliko Dangote. That's the next video. I'm going to be shooting Aliko Dangote. His plan for Arsenal, how his takeover would actually impact this club, because I think what Stan Kroenke has failed to do, Aliko Dangote can do. He's an Arsenal fan. I think that is the difference he has with Stan Kroenke. He wants to come to this club to make a difference, and he says he doesn't want to take over Arsenal just for the sake. He wants to make a difference in Arsenal. That's the difference. But I'll be talking about that in the next video.